Ha! You die well, little white brave. You not beg for life way me thought you would.
Let go of me! Leave me alone!
No struggle, boy. Not help you. Stop me, say.
Hello, boys and girls, moms and dads, everyone. This is Aunt Carol. Welcome to your Story Hour. I'm glad you've joined me for this exciting story. As you probably remember from last time, in 1813, Dr. Worth and his family moved to what was then the wilds of Ohio. There, young Nathan Worth became friendly with one of the most colorful characters of the American frontier, John Chapman, better known as Johnny Appleseed. This affectionate nickname was given him because he planted apple trees wherever he went. Now, one day, Nathan and Johnny were on their way to visit one of Johnny's apple tree nurseries when they heard gunfire in the distance. Indians were attacking a settler's cabin. Johnny sent Nathan to warn the tiny town of Mansfield while he set out to alert the farmers in the area. Though terribly frightened, Nathan ran swiftly until, coming to a sudden bend in the narrow trail, he heard voices. He dove into some bushes just in time. A band of Indians stopped to rest right near his hiding place. Horrified, he listened as Captain Pipe, war chief of the dreaded Mingos, and Chief Gray Eyes of the Hurons, made plans to attack Mansfield. Unfortunately, Nathan was discovered, and Captain Pipe decided that he had heard too much. He ordered the giant Mingo brave Little Turtle to kill Nathan. And that's where we left off last time. So now, join me for Johnny Appleseed. The large Indian warrior, Little Turtle, grasped Nathan by the shoulder and grinned down at him. Nathan cried out in terror as the Indian took his scalping knife from its sheath and slowly brought it down to Nathan's chest.
Let go of me! Leave me alone!
No struggle, boy. Not help you. Stop me, say. Oh!
Nathan delivered a hard kick to the bare shin of the big Indian. Startled by the sudden attack, Little Turtle lost his grip on the boy's arm. Twisting away, Nathan sprinted down the trail toward Mansfield.
Little wildcat, you come back!
I gotta keep going. Can't stop. I've gotta warn the town. Captain Cunningham, open the door! Hurry!
Oh, why, Nathan, I thought you were with Johnny. What's the matter, boy? You're as white as a sheet.
The Greytown Indians! They're on the warpath. They killed Reverend Copus. Johnny's gone to warn the farmers and sent me back to warn you.
What did he say about Indians? What's happening? Well, there's something
Now, quiet.
wrong.
Please, be quiet, everybody. All right, now, Nathan Worth here says that Jim Copus has been attacked by Greentown Indians. Please be quiet. Let Nathan tell us what happened. All right, go ahead, boy. Tell us what you saw.
Well, Johnny and I were pretty close to his nursery near Mifflin when we heard gunfire and Indian war whoops. Johnny went up the hill to look, and I followed close behind. So Johnny sent me back to warn you.
They won't attack Mansfield. We're too well protected.
But they will. While I was running down the trail, I almost ran right into a group of Indians. I ducked into some bushes, and when I peeked out, I saw they stopped to rest near me. Two of them were talking.
These Indians, they were speaking in English?
Yes, sir. One was a really big man. The other one called him Pipe. Funny, though, the small man didn't look like an Indian. Pipe called him Gray Eyes.
That's why they was talking English. Gray Eyes is a white renegade and war chief of the Hurons. He don't speak no Mingo, and Pipe don't speak no Huron.
Well, that makes sense. Go on, boy. Tell us what you heard.
The Indian called Pipe said they'd join up with corn planters Delawares and attack Mansfield.
All right, everybody. Now, you heard what the boy said. Now, go home and get whatever firearms you have, men, and meet back here in a half an hour.
The townspeople gathered at the blockhouse. Men grimly clutched muskets in hands that were better suited to the handles of plows than the stocks of guns. People from the surrounding farms began to pour into town. a few necessities thrown hastily into their wagons.
Oh, up back there, hoss. Captain Jim, that Appleseed fella told us the Injuns is on the prod and to get out of town as fast as we could. Mon, the kids are scared half to death. But I reckon we're safe now. Where are the soldiers?
There are no soldiers here, Mr. Coulter. The nearest military post is at Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon? Why, that's 20-30 miles from here. If in the woods is full of Injuns, we won't stand a chance without the army. Why can't somebody ride to Mount Vernon and fetch some troops?
You just answered your own question, Mr. Coulter. With Indians surrounding the town, I doubt that anyone could get through.
Well, you could ask for volunteers. I can't go on account of Ma and the kids, but maybe somebody could get through.
That's a good idea.
I'll go to Mount Vernon and fetch the soldiers, Captain Cunningham.
Johnny? John Chapman? Why, you must be exhausted, what with running all over the area, warning the farmers. You need rest, man. You can't go.
Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm not bragging, but I know the woods here about as well as I know the back of my hand. I can get through to Mount Vernon in time.
Johnny's right. He's the only man who could get through.
Yeah, he's the best rough country walker I ever see.
Yes, Captain. Let Johnny try.
Oh, all right, Johnny. You go ahead. And Godspeed go with you. It looks like you are our only hope.
The late afternoon sun was low when Johnny slipped silently into the woods. He broke into a mile-consuming trot. His bare feet, hardened by years of wilderness travel, made little sound as he ran.
The moon is slipping behind some clouds. Too dark to see in the deep woods now. I must get back to the main trail until I come to that old buffalo track. I just pray I don't run into some of Captain Pipe's bingos.
Captain Pipe was a clever war chief. He had taken precaution to set up an ambush. He reasoned that any person trying to reach the soldiers at Mount Vernon could be easily captured by braves hidden on both sides of the narrow path.
Something seems wrong. It's too quiet. No forest noises, that's it. The hunters should be out there, the owls and the weasels. Well, the only thing that keeps them under cover is the presence of man. There are Indians down that trail, I know it. If there are Indians hereabouts, they'll probably be laying in ambush at the big bend where the trail follows the river. I'll just slip back in the woods and try to bypass them.
Not a leaf rustled, nor did a twig snap under his soft tread as Johnny entered the woods. Suddenly, guttural voices floated out of the darkness. Johnny flattened himself against a huge tree trunk. Not 10 feet away, a group of Mingos squatted in a rough circle.
Brothers, we waste time sitting here. White Eye's too frightened. No leave their village. No one come this way.
Turtle not chief of Mingos. If Pipe tells us wait here, he must have good reason.
I think Little Turtle afraid small white warrior will come running down trail and count coup on him again.
Shut up, White Hawk. Be quiet. Me hear sound.
Is nothing, Turtle. Just night creature.
Maybe. Maybe right. But I look anyway.
Little Turtle stepped carefully into the dark forest, his tomahawk ready. With his hands outstretched, he felt his way to a giant sycamore, the very tree behind which Johnny Appleseed was hiding. As the Indian fumbled his way around the tree, Johnny edged around the trunk away from him. Suddenly, there was a scurrying sound in the tangle of bushes.
Whoa. Was only night creature. Maybe fox or raccoon. Me saw. It run into brush.
That was closer than I like it. Now to get around those Mingos and be on my way to Mount Vernon.
All through the dark hours of the night, the men of Mansfield watched and waited, their muskets primed and ready. All the next morning they waited. Then, in the late afternoon, a new sound broke the forest stillness.
Captain!
Captain Cunningham! They're here! The soldiers from Mount Vernon got through!
Company, halt! Dismount! At ease, men! My respects to Captain Cunningham. Is he here?
Oh, I'm Cunningham, Lieutenant, and thank God you are here, sir. It seems that John Chapman got through to you.
That he did, sir. Mr. Chapman came limping into camp about 4 a.m. He rousted Colonel Kratzer out of bed and informed him of what was happening here. The colonel ordered my company to start out for Mansfield immediately. It looks like we got here in time.
In the nick of time, Lieutenant. I see that Mr. Chapman didn't return with you.
No, sir, he didn't. His feet were in pretty bad shape, cut and bruised. He was exhausted, too. I am amazed he was able to make the trip to Mount Vernon in such a short time.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Johnny is an amazing man.
Knowing that a company of well-trained, well-equipped soldiers were encamped in town, the Indians prudently melted away into the deep woods. Not long after, the conflict, which became known as the War of 1812, ended with an American victory at New Orleans. Life in Mansfield, Ohio settled into a slow, pleasant routine. Time passed quickly for young Nathan Worth.
Whoa, Duke. Well, hello, Captain Cunningham. How have you been?
What? Why, it's Nathan Worth, back from college in Cincinnati, huh? How long has it been since you left town?
Why, it's been 4 long years, but I'm a full-fledged doctor now.
Oh, that's right. You studied to be a doctor like your pa. I suppose you'll be going into practice with him. Well, the town can certainly use another doctor. Mansfield is really growing.
As so my mother said in her last letter. Well, I'm getting a mite hungry. I think I'll run along and see what Ma has in the pot for supper. Nice to see you, Captain. Get up, Duke.
Young Nathan Worth had been away from Mansfield, Ohio for 4 years, studying to become a doctor. During that time, the town had grown. Many of the log cabins that had fringed the village green had been replaced by imposing brick buildings. A large mercantile store stood on the corner of Market Street, and a church, tall and white, was on the opposite corner. The Worth cabin now had a clapboard skin, painted a gleaming white. As Nathan tied his horse to the hitching post, his mother ran out of the house and threw herself into his arms.
Nathan, you're home at last.
Hello, Ma.
Law, how you've grown, boy. Let me look at you.
Hello, Pa.
Oh, I've missed you so. Oh, give us a hug.
My boy, welcome home. Dr. Worth, how went medical school?
It's wonderful to be home. As for medical school, I graduated in the top 5% of my class.
Good for you. Now the town has 2 fine doctors.
There's an old friend of yours in town. Johnny Appleseed came in especially for Clara's wedding on Sunday. You know, for some reason, Johnny don't come to Mansfield much anymore.
It will be nice to see Johnny again. By the way, where is Clara? I thought she'd be here.
Law, she's out buggy riding with Caleb Sturgis. I don't know as I like her riding out in the country alone with a man, even if she is going to marry him in a few days.
Jesse, this is 1826, and it's not the same as when you were courting back in 1798. These are modern times. You must stay up with them.
Hello, Nathan. Should I say Dr. Worth? Welcome home.
Johnny Appleseed. My friend, you haven't changed a bit.
Ah, you've grown, Nathan. You've become a man. A fine, strong man.
If that's true, you deserve much of the credit, Appleman. All through my boyhood, I wandered the forests with you, learning its ways. You showed me where to find the healing herbs and how to use them. You taught me the ways of the creatures, big and small. And when we rested, you would read aloud from that Bible you still carry tucked under your belt. I remember you would read the scriptures to the farmers when we planted seedlings for them.
Well, there's a fine new church now. Folks don't really need my scripture reading anymore. And I guess they don't really need my seedlings either.
Nonsense. We'll always need Johnny Appleseed here in Mansfield.
Oh, there are more folks moving into the area every day. The farmers are thinning out the woods to plant crops. Animal life is getting scarce. Why, even the Indians are edging further west. Yeah, but it's becoming too crowded to suit me.
I hope you're not thinking of moving west.
I don't know. If I do it, it won't be for a time yet. Well, at least not until after Clara's wedding.
The next 4 years passed quickly for Nathan. He married and moved into a house near his parents. The village continued to grow. There were more than 1,000 people living in Mansfield now, greatly increasing his and his father's workload in their clinic on Market Street.
Pa, we're running short of some herbs and roots. Johnny said he knows where to find what we need, so I thought I'd go with him tomorrow if you can handle things here.
A few days away from town may be good for you. You've been working too hard lately.
It's been quite a spell since we've walked the forest trails together, Nathan.
It feels good, Appleman. Sometimes it seems the woods are the only real world. The hidden paths, the bird songs, the animals.
You're right, lad. I've always found great peace in the deep woods. Seems closer to God somehow.
Let's rest a bit. The forest as we knew it back in 1813 is disappearing, Johnny.
That's the truth. I can't find decent bottomland for new nurseries anymore. Farms and grist mills are taking up all the space. That's why I'm going to move on.
I knew you'd have to leave soon, Appleman. It'll be sad for your friends to see you go. Especially sad for me.
Yep, sad for me too, lad. I love you like you were my own son. Why else would I put up with you all these years?
Well, where will you go?
Out Indiana way, I reckon, up near Fort Wayne. There's still some wild country and some good bottomland to be had along the Maumee and St. Mary rivers.
When will you leave?
Soon now, lad, while the weather holds good.
Johnny, do you suppose they need doctors in Fort Wayne?
Oh, I'm sure they do, son. I'll wager you'd be very welcome if you came to Indiana.
In July of 1830, John Chapman paddled up the Maumee River in a canoe loaded with bags of apple seeds. He landed at Wayne's Fort at the Main Street dock. The next 4 years were hectic ones for Johnny Appleseed. He established nurseries along the banks of the Maumee and St. Mary rivers with as many as 40,000 seedlings maturing at one time. He made his home with his sister Persis and her husband Jacob. One evening, as they were eating supper, there was a knock on the door.
I'll see who it is. You two finish up that apple pie. Yes?
Mrs. Broom? I'm Nathan Worth, and this is my wife, Martha. Does John Chapman live here?
Why, yes, he does. Come in, folks. Johnny has talked about you so many times, Dr. Worth.
Nathan, is that you? I thought I recognized your voice. Give us a hug, lad. Oh, what brings you to Fort Wayne? Who are these folks with you?
Johnny, you old woods runner. You remember my wife, Martha, and I'd like to introduce you to my son, William.
Of course I remember Martha. And prettier than ever, too.
Oh, thank you, John.
And I'm pleased to meet you, Willem. See, you'd be about 4 years old, ain't you?
I'm 4 and a half, and I'm going to be 5 pretty soon.
It's wonderful to see you again, Johnny Appleseed. And Nathan has some news that I think you're going to like.
We're going to live here, Appleman. We decided to leave Mansfield after Pa died. I'm going to set up practice in town, but we bought a small farm out of ways where we plan to live.
You must come out for dinner as soon as we are settled. We expect to see a lot of you.
That's right, Uncle Johnny. And you could take me out in the woods, like you did my daddy when he was a little boy.
Oh, that'll be wonderful, William. It'll be just like old times.
The next 10 years were happy ones for Nathan. His practice flourished. He watched his son grow into a tall, fine lad. But the years were beginning to tell on Johnny Appleseed. He was in his 71st year and troubled with painful back spasms. Now it was mid-March, 1845. A cold wind blew across Indiana, pushing low, lead-colored clouds before it. Some cows had broken down the fence around Johnny's new nursery. He put on his heavy coat and trudged out to repair the damage. It was more extensive than he had expected. As he worked to repair the gaping holes left by the cattle, snow began to fall. Soon, it reached blizzard proportions.
Feels like a cold coming on. The fence is mended, so I'd better start for home. Got a long way to go. This is becoming quite a storm. Getting hard to see the path. The wind's drifting the snow so bad. How many miles have I walked? Seems like 100. God, gotta keep going, old man. Don't stop to rest. That's too dangerous. Gotta keep going. One more step. Just one more. Oh, my head is getting fuzzy. Is that a light glimmering? Is my brain playing tricks? One more step. One more. It is a light. A farmhouse. If I can just make it to the door.
On March 23rd, Dr. Nathan Worth sat down at his desk and wrote a letter to his sister, Clara.
Dearest Clara, this will be the most difficult letter I have ever written to you. I have sad news. A week ago, the family and I were sitting in the parlor reading aloud to each other when we heard a pounding noise. I sent my son William out to see if the stable door had blown open in the squalling wind.
Pa, you better come quick.
What's the trouble, son? Is the snow blowing in on the horses?
No, Pa, not that. There's somebody lying out there, half covered with snow. I think he's dead.
I hurriedly put on a heavy coat and followed William out into the blizzard. At the porch steps was a body lying face down. I brushed off the snow and turned him over.
It's Uncle Johnny, Pa. Is he dead?
No, but he's very far gone. Here, help me lift him into the house. Careful now. You get his feet.
Nathan, who is it?
It's Johnny, Martha. He has severe frostbite. Quickly, put some hot hearthstones in the small bed. William, get my bag. It's on the table by the front door.
Hey, Pa.
Nathan, is that you? My eyes. It's like trying to see through fog.
Yes, it's Nathan. Be quiet and save your strength, Appleman.
The strength is all gone. I can't move my arms or legs. I guess the winter finally got the best of me. I fooled it for quite a spell, didn't I, lad?
Johnny, be quiet. You'll only hurt yourself.
Don't have time to be quiet, boy. Need to say some things.
All right, Appleman.
I tried to do some good for folks, but I guess I could have done more.
You did more than anyone had a right to expect, Appleman.
I know my time is short. Do you remember that raccoon that got into my rucksack that day? That awful day? He perched right on my shoulder. You were real impressed.
Yes, old friend, I remember. I remember everything, and I'll never forget you.
I wonder if anybody else will remember crazy old Johnny. I never lived for myself, lad. Like the Lord said, live for all others.
The people will never forget you either, Appleman. You gave them a gift, Johnny. A great gift. You gave them apples.
Yes, the apples. I did give them apples, didn't I?
He closed his eyes, and a tiny smile formed on his lips. As he let out a long sigh, his grip loosened in mine. Johnny Appleseed died on March 18th, 1845. We buried him on a high knoll on the west bank of the St. Joe River a few miles from Fort Wayne. On a simple marker I had erected are the words, Johnny Appleseed, John Chapman. He lived for others. 1774, 1845.